Alright guys, what is up? We got a hard point on Hacienda rank play. I'm just gonna talk about COD champs while playing. Hopefully it goes smoothly, who knows. Sometimes I lose my thought and ramble and jump all over the place. But the reaction to the weekend was COD champs was pretty lit. Starting off with Riyadh Falcons taking down Thieves and then G2 eliminating them was absolutely insane. Kremp is amazing. I might do another video what I think Thieves should do next with their team. Because they obviously need to do something, and I think the writing's on the wall for Hydra on that team. I think a lot of people were talking about that, is that he's going to end up in Paris. Paris is going to throw a bag at him. But the thing for me is that Paris, like, they were not far off. They were not far off from, like, being the team. You know what I mean? They were not far off from being the team that
control the hard
that could do things like win. I mean, they obviously didn't like win champs, but man, I feel like Paris was a strong team, and I don't know. My opinions of Hydra are not as high as everybody else. I think he's talented, but as far as cohesion, wow, I'm sucking right now. The cohesion with the team and with his teammates always seems a little bit weird to me. But I'm not saying he's a bad guy. I'm just saying you got to have the right people around him in order to succeed. It seems like otherwise, maybe it's his personality. Maybe I'm reading into it too much, but it always seems like he's a little bit hard to deal with as a teammate. Maybe he's frustrated. Maybe that's from back when he played with Krim and he treats teammates a little bit more like Krim maybe did. If Krim was with teammates that didn't exactly know what they were doing, obviously he was a bear to deal with. But yeah. So moving on from there, I think the rest of the series were all pretty straightforward, except for obviously Riyadh coming out, and I should have read that jump up there. Anyway, Riyadh making the deep run that they did. I mean, Aluka is unreal. I think that dude deserves a bag somewhere. I mean, obviously, somebody's got to pick him up. He's just insane. Now, I don't know. I think he was on loan from somewhere, but I don't know all the details on where he's on loan from. But I do think that he's an incredible player, deserves a bag, deserves to be in the league. I mean, that was his first pro event, and it was at COD Champs, and the dude was dropping like a severely positive KD. And just playing smart, I think he definitely balanced out Xnid's inconsistencies. Like, Xnid can fry, and then also not fry. And
hostile personnel have
I think Kismet was kind of their ultimately I think Kismet was like the most impactful player for them, because like if he played bad, I think it's tougher to win for them. But if he plays well, then they seem to just dominate. But I don't think Kismet is, I guess he's not do or die, because if Xnid also plays bad, then they don't do well either. But Aluka, just solid, consistent. I love his demeanor. I love the way he plays. He's aggressive and plays the game extremely well. Yeah, so congrats to Riyadh. I was so happy to see them doing well.
Hardpoint contested. Hostile personnel have captured the hardpoint.
But forgive me for going quiet. That was an intense moment. That's what I'm talking about with these live gameplay commentaries. I don't know, Scump did it for years. But yeah, so I really think that Riyadh looks phenomenal, and they should try to keep doing what they're doing here for sure. Moving on to a little bit deeper, the first FaZe versus Optic matchup, where FaZe beat them in the best of 5, sent them to losers bracket. I gotta be honest, it was kind of just not good gameplay, and the search and destroy, which obviously Optic's downfall is search and destroy. I have my opinions on that. I might do a separate video. I might touch on it a little bit now. Just what I think they kind of do wrong, and I think they do it wrong a lot. I mean, even the Dynasty team had a problem with it in Hardpoint and in Search. I think it's always just been the downfall of Optic as we get more and more talented rosters. as they get more and more talented rosters,
We
team
control the hard point.
players that could just give the gunny, they need to just slow down. Quit playing like
These hours,
there's a
do not
quote
let
from
up.
Danaher,
Hard
which
point
is like the greatest BJJ coach of all time, right?
Testing
He
hard
talks
point.
about his BJJ players when you're grappling,
Hard
all
point is
right,
active.
and you get to a position of
Hard point locked
dominance.
down.
You get to a position that you want to be in, that you can expose the other person's weakness. You can go for a submission, or you can just dominate the position. He says, don't give up that position in a rush. Like, take your time in the dominant position, because if you go for a submission, even if you're in the dominant position, you can still like lose your dominant position and very easily get to a weaker position. Oh, I was stunned. Sorry, teammate.
Hard point contested.
So like, stay in the
Hostiles have the
dominant
hard
position
point.
until you absolutely have the chokehold you want. No pun intended. Like, when you actually want the, ooh, I need to rotate. What am I doing?
Hard point identified.
And so he talks about that with his BJJ players, and I've never forgotten that, because it's a good principle for life, but it's a good principle for Call of Duty too.
Hard point active.
And when you look at
We control the
everything
hard
there
point.
is with Call of Duty, is like,
Contested
and
hard
Optic does this a lot.
Hostile
Search and Destroy
personnel have
especially,
captured the
they
hard
get to a
point.
dominant position.
Hard point locked down.
They get to a position where they can hold, where they could just hold and win the round. And what do?
Hostiles have the hard point.
They just sprint at people, or they sprint to a new position. It's like, no, if you have the strong position, and yes, you have the man advantage, so you think go for the chokehold,
Hard point
they
contested.
give up that position so well, which is not a good thing to do that well. They give up the position of strength, trying to go for the kill, and they end up getting killed themselves, which is basically what happened in the grand final and other times throughout the season
hard
and
point.
this tournament. And I think it's just Optic's
The
downfall.
hard point.
And I think they need
Hard
to
point
be
contested.
willing to
Hostile personnel
just be
have
more
captured the hard
patient.
point.
Like, yes, you have an insane gunny, so yeah, if you take a gunfight, you should win it. I don't disagree with that, but what's the point of winning the gunfight
Hostiles have the hard point.
if, like, what's the point of challenging the gunfight when you already have a position where they have to move?
Contesting hard point.
They have to move. Oh, my aim is so horrible today. I've been playing too much BO2. They have to move. You don't. Just keep your position of power and go from there. Like, you don't have to move. Like, if there's one thing I learned this weekend from Caesar Skies Bueno and his absolutely stupid rotation to this rock hill, where he took like 25 seconds to break this hill. He was just back here and he's just checking every corner and he's slow playing. Is that, you know what? Sometimes slow playing is the right move. It just is. And Optic just gives it away when they're just flying, and it's tough
Contesting hard point.
because I do it too.
We
I
control
mean,
the hard point.
I'm not sitting here saying that I know more than Optic, but I think it's a glaring, obvious flaw with Optic, and I am an Optic fan, so it's a little more something that I care about in that sense. Glaring, like, I want to fix it. I want to see it be better, and that's their biggest thing, really, is them not knowing when to just stop moving, put the controller down, and just wait. Like, what are we doing? I don't know. It's just super frustrating to watch when that happens, and I think that's their biggest flaw. Hard point, and Search and Destroy, probably even in Overload, but in Overload I feel like they do fairly well most of the time.
Black Ops took the lead. Not let them keep it.
What is this?
Hardpoint contested. Hardpoint identified.
My shots are so bad right now, guys. Anyway, this is like my second game on. Last game got canceled, so second game on, I think. And I played BO2 all day yesterday, basically. So
locked down.
While watching champs. Yeah, I don't know. I see FaZe being extremely good. They know when to push everything. Oh no. They know when to push everything. They play a good balance of gunny and patience. Now, Also, they just were absolutely outslaying us the whole time. Like, their gunny was just insane for the whole week. Jeez, that guy.
They are pressing their advantage. Take
insane.
control of this.
They just were just gunning everybody. Their guns were working better than ours for the most part, especially in grand finals. Now, I don't give much credence to PC swaps and all that stuff. Like LAT getting bounced, we didn't even talk about the scrap excuse of the PC thing, which I guess I could talk about briefly. I think scrap is an overrated player. However, I think he's better than a .63, and maybe there was some bad juju with the PC he had, but I also don't think it was that crazy. I know I've never been a pro, so like they were saying in Scump's watch party, y'all have never been pros, you don't know what it's like, blah blah blah. I'm kind of tired of hearing that excuse, because that's the excuse they use for everything. Is you've never been a pro, you don't know what it's like. Now, if Ernie says I want a PC swap, he should get a PC swap. There's no doubt about that in my mind. Like, if a pro wants a PC swap, give him a PC swap. However, I don't think that was the problem. I think Scrap was playing horrible. And I think his teammates weren't playing cohesive with him, which led to what we saw. Him having bad KD and getting caught in situations where he's not going to do well. I just think that's reality. I don't think... I'm not saying that there wasn't an issue with the PC and that he didn't deserve a PC swap. 100%, bro. Give the guy a PC swap if that's what is going on. But I just don't like how... Like, give the guy a PC swap and maybe he drops a .8 instead of a .63. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of what I think. Oh no! I should have read that way sooner. I'm an idiot. Look at your mini-map, Brock. Yeah, I don't know. I just think the whole thing was kind of stupid, and I think Scrap is overrated, and with how much trash he talks on old ARs, saying that he would gun them. Dude, like, how much crap he talked to Formal, all this different stuff, like, dude, Formal, he's not doing that. Formal in this game, if he would have played all year and done all this stuff, dude, COD champs right now, this tournament, Formal would have ran. Like, I think he deserves a little humble pie, and I don't think Thieves should keep him, but that's my opinion. The next COD's going to be up in the air. But back to the Optic FaZe stuff. Optic just sold, to be honest. The first series, I wouldn't say Optic necessarily completely sold. I think FaZe just outplayed them, and I don't think he played well. Optic played well. But when you get to Optic running through losers there at the end and getting to the grand final. In the grand final, that first hard point had me hyped. The search and destroys, you knew it was going to come down to those. I mean, everybody was saying it the day before. Like, we're going to get, like, somebody's going to have to Neslo them. Now, FaZe didn't have to completely Neslo them, but taking the search and destroys obviously was a huge, was obviously huge. Like a, I don't know. But it just isn't something that I had confidence in because how Optic was playing. In the first series, though, jumping back to that search and destroy, I think we lost that one because Shotzzy wasn't doing Shotzzy things. Like, Shotzzy was playing around the team rather than playing for the info, playing for the other stuff. And it didn't seem like they were letting... It didn't seem like Shotzzy, whether they let him or he just by his own choice, wasn't playing like Shotzzy. Shotzzy hits the flank, hits a route, gets the info, gets the first blood, whatever it is. Now, he's also losing gunfights and getting first blooded himself, which is obviously not good. But I do think that he just didn't play himself. So then in the next series, it seemed more like, in the grand finals, it seems like Shotzzy was hitting the routes, doing the things he needed to do. But this is where what I was talking about, Optic's biggest flaw, just being able to sit still. Like, don't take the gunfight. You don't have to take the gunfight every single time, and that's kind of what they did, and they threw the searches away like that. FaZe 100% winning their gunfights when they needed to. Abuza and 04 are insane. Simp, like, I could be cooked for this. Y'all could call me crazy. But, like, Simp had a good tournament, and he had a really great series. I think when he played Optic the first time, or maybe it was the match before that. But I still think Abuza was the MVP by far. Not taking anything away from Simp. I just think that Abuza played way better. FaZe definitely like played well against Optic in the grand finals, but by no means do I think they like completely were the better team. They in a way, yes. They were the better team because they won and they made smarter decisions, but Optic also just gave them the wins, like the map wins. It just was absolutely insane to me how much Optic just wanted to give them the win. Like the 4v2 on Den, even more so. Like plant. That's the other thing is Optic doesn't like to plant the bomb when they have a bomb site. Like holy crap, dude! Just get the bomb down. Like that's the point of search and destroy.
You were authorized to
So
engage.
like Optic in the off season needs to play like Rainbow Six Siege a little bit. Learn how to like play the freaking positions that you need to play and hold positions of power. Holy bad gunfight. He's worse than me though. Play the positions you need to play and hold angles. Like just slow down a little bit. Like really, I think that's what it boils down to a little bit. I think that's what it boils down to for Optic. They need to just play some 6 Siege. And take some of those principles with them.
We have the overload device.
And figure that out from there. Like, man, why do we just rush at everything? I don't get it. I don't understand why we're doing that. But we did. And you know what? GG's to FaZe. Like I said, they did play well, so it's not like they didn't deserve the win. But I do think that Optic sold. I do think that Optic gave away some maps that they should have easily won, and that kind of is it. Like that's what it boils down to. I should wrap back this way. What am I doing? Oh no, that's a cap. That's a freebie. Holy dumped on. Body bag polo just put me in a body bag, essentially. The situation overall with the tournament on PC and like Scrap saying that PCs have been inconsistent all year, like what do you expect them to do? Kind of a thing. Like they can't have the PC you have at home. The best they could do is get the best PC possible and get your settings right.
Enemies are carrying the EMP.
I'm gonna play a credit here. Wait for it. Kill that guy mid-cut, please. That was a huge play. Oh my word, they're our side. I thought my teammates were right there. Check your mini-map, Brock. But I really think, yes, on console, this stuff still happened where pros like, I want a new console. But how much easier it is to play with console and have consistency and not just have these same issues as PC. Also, then when you're online, playing your online matches, like, not saying hacking's impossible, but definitely less, like, hacking is less of an issue on console. Or, you know, some of these pros that maybe need a little boost. Top our side? What?
Device acquired.
Teammate, you're gonna get shot in the back. I got him, don't worry. Oh, store. Are they coming? Dude, this body bag guy is eating my lunch. But I really think COD should go back to console. Because I know like PC Master Race frames. I just dead slide. That's great. PC Master Race, you can get better frames and all that different stuff. But like at the end of the day, if it's gonna have this much of an issue and drama over at like COD champs, because PC swapping and all this different stuff and inconsistency between PCs, that's one thing you're not going to have. You're not going to have inconsistency from console to console. Like, yes, there could be a bad box and you need a different console, like a console swap. But overall, like, if you play on a console at home, you're gonna play on a console at the tournament that's the exact same console. Again, yes, there might be some variances, and you might get a bad box or whatever it is, and you need to swap. It's gonna happen regardless of what you play on. But you know, some pro might spend 30 grand on his PC, and then you go to the event, and I don't know what they do with their consoles. Oh my gosh, body bag. Just destroying me. But then all of a sudden you go to the event and they only spend 10 grand on those PCs. Like, that's completely, like, possible. That's completely, like, just more consistent problems and more consistent inconsistencies, which I know sounds crazy. That statement. Consistent inconsistencies. Oh my gosh. Thank you, teammate, for clutching that up. Because 2-0, bad side, not bad. I'm just saying I prefer the other side. Stort. Behind you. Oh, bottom. Nice. Alright. Down 2-0, heading into better side. Preferred side. For me. But yeah, I think COD should go back to console. The issues might get cleared up. I also think the league just needs an overhaul in general. I've had my ideas on that for a long time, on what I think console, or what COD should do to improve the league, and what would be way better for them overall. With some of the league matches, the tournament setups, all that different stuff. But COD Champs is heavily weighed because how do you know you're a great player until they say this is the one that matters the most? Can you show up? Can you show up? I do think, here's my thing that I'm interested to see is how many challenger players get picked up.
Picked up the EMP.
Do you see me? No? Nice, teammate. That's me.
We have the overload device. Enemies are carrying the EMP.
Oh, you grabbed it and went. Crap. How many challenger players actually get picked up versus, like, how many of the pros that are just on teams are just gonna... How many pros are just gonna keep their jobs, essentially? I mean, that's kind of what it breaks down to. Frick. I think some of the watch party people. Obviously, I watched Scump's watch party. Holy crap! I'm trash.
Hostiles have the overload device.
We're talking about how there's a lot of.
Our zone has been overloaded.
Jeez, finally killed body bag, but he gets me one shot. Oh my gosh, pissed on. Top hard side. Nice, we got him.
Device.
I don't know why we're trying to forfeit. We're not that far out of it, and we're not. All we gotta do is get pushed up here. Yeah, teammate, get up there.
We have the EMP.
Teammate, kill him. What the crap are we doing? Let's go. Fly. Somebody grab the ball. Are you kidding me right now?
Hellstorm inbound.
Dude, nobody grabbing ball. Yeah, now we're gonna be cooked. Oh my gosh, dude. Overload is the worst mode to solo queue in. I'm dead serious. It's so bad.
Device acquired.
Yes, nice shots, Brock. I'll
EMP successfully
give myself a little pat on the back for that one. That was pretty nice. Look at that. We're right back in it. Only 2 down, 3 minutes left. We just got to make sure we play, get them out of our base here, because we're in the blender. Oh, come on. Frick.
Enemies are carrying the EMP.
No, top our side. Frick. Again, my mini-map awareness right now is very, very bad. How did they just run for free? What? They're like pushed up in our base, and they just ran that for free. Nobody defense?
New overload device available.
Oh my gosh, dude. Now they're about to run. And then I just get pissed on. Oh my gosh, dude. Yeah, I'm over forfeit. Get me out of here. But, challenger players getting picked up and how many pros will be out of a job, all that different stuff I'm curious to see. Like, Thieves, one of the things I think they should do is I think, yes, let Hydra go. I think you keep Abe Abizi. I think you let Scrappy go, and maybe you try to get a Challenger's AR. Next year, with the way the game looks, there we go. The way the game looks, I think AR is going to be super, super important next year. Not that subs aren't, but just the way that style of game plays, you got to see what happens. But that's been it. Kind of the COD Champs reaction, recap, all that good stuff. I'm excited for next year. I look forward to grinding next year's COD. I really want to get back into competitive. I just want to stream rank play, stream camo grind, get some teammates, and actually play some like CMGs and play the game hard. That's my goal. But we'll catch y'all later. Thanks for watching.